So the first practice is awareness of breathing. Awareness of breathing, most people struggle with. So I'm going to teach you a way of doing it where you just do it for a short period of time as part of the rest of your practices, first of all. And I'm going to teach you in a way that frames it well, so that you will be able to enter into that state of awareness of breathing relatively easy. And again, many people struggle with this, and I think this is largely because it's often not taught very well. So what we're going to do very, very simply, first of all, is get yourself really comfortable in some kind of sitting position where your body is erect. That's your head above your chest, above your belly, above your pelvis. You can sit on a chair, you can sit cross-legged like I am. If you're going to sit cross-legged like I am, then you need to have these bones on your pelvis, these bones on the pelvic wings here, above your knees. So if your knees are higher, you have to put something underneath your bum so that the psoas muscle, which runs on the inner thigh and up along the lumbar spine, the lower spine here, that muscle can relax more. Otherwise, it's changing the way you're breathing. So get your sitting position right, get comfortable, and get a place where you can sustain for the period of time you're going to do it. And initially, I would recommend not doing it for more than 5 minutes unless you've done this kind of practice before. 5 minutes is good. If you go on a meditation retreat, lots of people sit on their bottoms for a long period of time. They're sitting on their bum, but they may not be meditating. They're just sitting on their bum and they're busy thinking. They're doing a thinking practice. And what we want is strategies of practice to enable you to get in really deep, really quick. So here are the pieces you're going to do. Are you ready? Get yourself comfortable. You can close your eyes completely, or you can half close them. Either one, whichever feels best. Sometimes it doesn't feel right to close your eyes fully. It doesn't matter. What we're doing is reducing the amount of visual information into the brain. So close or half close your eyes. Put your tongue, the tip of your tongue, up behind the top teeth. And rest and relax your jaw. Completely soft, completely relaxed. So tip of the tongue, it's at the point where you make the n sound. If you make the sound n, 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 rest the tip of your tongue there very softly. And let the face relax. And that turns off the cranial nerves in the face. So that's eyes closed or half closed, tongue in position, space and relaxation in the face. Check your shoulders. Check they're released and down. So the upper trapezius, remember it's fired by cranial nerve 11. That muscle is relaxed and soft. And the next thing you can do is tell your brain what you're doing. From your observing self, from your awareness, you're going to tell your brain what you're doing. Breathing is the most important thing in your life, along with heartbeat. There's breathing and heartbeat, the two key physiological functions. Without breathing, you're dead in a few minutes. Without heartbeat, you're dead very quickly. That's how it is. So make these top priority. You're going to be tuning in and tell your brain, we're going to be paying attention to the breath. It doesn't matter what the to-do list is. It doesn't matter what has to happen at work. Everything else, nothing else is relevant right now. We're going to pay attention to the breath. Get really clear about that. Tell your brain what you're doing. The next thing you're going to do is scan your body up and down. Gently scan your body up and down. And tell your body what you're going to be doing. Check into your body. Check it all feels good. And tell your body what you're doing. We are going to pay attention to the breath for 5 minutes. You can have your timer on ready, of course. And the next part that you're going to do is going to go take your attention out through the dimension of sound. You're going to go out into the web of sound and pay attention to the environment. Pay attention to the environment. Notice everything. It's always changing. Get comfortable with it and decide that you're not going to distract yourself with any sensory experience externally, unless it's an emergency. And if it's an emergency, you're going to get up and you're going to deal with it perfectly well. Nothing to worry about. You don't have to distract yourself. So bring your attention in. You've got that environmental connection. Bring your attention back in and tune into the breath. You've told your brain what you're doing. You've closed your eyes. Your tongue's in position. You've told your body what you're doing. You've felt your body. You've checked in with the environment. Now bring your attention onto the breath. Rest your hands wherever it's comfortable. Hold your attention on the breath. Feel the body. Feel the body breathing. Feel the sit bones going down with gravity. Feel the top of the head gently lifting against gravity and the space in between. And in this space, the body is breathing. There is breath coming in and there is breath going out. There's breath coming in and there's breath coming out. You might notice the breath moving through the nostrils, ideally through the nostrils. You might be moving across the lips a little bit. Whatever you're doing here, tune into the breath, however it's coming in, however it's going out. Notice the temperature of it. Notice the feeling of it. And notice which body parts are moving. Is your chest moving or is your belly moving? How is the body breathing right now? As you're doing this practice, as you sustain attention on the breathing, if you do distract yourself, you notice, I've distracted myself with thinking. I've distracted myself with the sound. And you bring your attention back onto the breath. That's called noticing and returning. Noticing and returning. So you bring your attention back every time it wanders. This is training your brain. It's building neural bridges between the medial part of the prefrontal cortex, connected through to the limbic system particularly, and the lateral parts of the prefrontal cortex. And it's in that neural bridges that you're growing there by paying attention like this, that you're building and growing choice. This is you changing the structure of your brain through focusing your attention continuously on the breath. You're building choice so that you're not driven and pushed and pulled around by stresses, perceptual patterns, cultural conditioning, biological algorithms, or anything else. Bring your attention to breathing. Gently hold it there. Appreciative attention on this life breath that is connecting you to all of the rest of life. Everything is breathing. The plants are breathing. They're breathing out oxygen. You're breathing it in. Every living thing is breathing. Everything on this planet is breathing. Feel it. And feel the breath moving in and moving out of this livingness that you are. Spend some time here now. Appreciative awareness on the breath. And you've got your timer, so you can time yourself for just 5 minutes to begin with. Awareness of breathing, feeling the whole body breathing and sustaining that. If your mind wanders, you notice and you return your attention back to the breath. So you're training your attention, training your brain. To finish this practice, just finish on an exhale. On the next inhale, feel the whole of the breath. And on the out breath, hum. Hum just gently so you can feel the vibration in your body. For as long as the exhale continues. You do 4 breaths like this. Finish with humming. It vibrates the brain. It helps you accelerate that self-applied neuroplasticity. It relaxes the system. It increases oxygen uptake. It creates nitric oxide in the breath, which actually increases oxygen uptake. It's also antiviral, antibacterial. And it's a vasodilator. It's an amazing way to finish your practice. Give yourself a celebration, pat yourself on the back, give thanks to yourself in whatever way you do. And well done for practicing. Yeah. And start your practice of 3 times a day and do the best you can to do that. Some days, of course, you won't do it, but do the best you can. Do 2 if you can't do 3. Excellent.